Hello. So, welcome to the last lesson, the last video in lesson three. And okay, so let me go to we'll be looking at data exploratory and descriptive statistics. Shit. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I thought I made a mistake. All right. So, data exploratory and descriptive analysis. Exploratory data analysis helps you to scan through your data for distributions, normality, intrinsic and extrinsic values. It is the first step of any analysis. So, before you start analysis, you need to examine types of distribution, how your distribution is, the pattern it follows, and all. It can be a little bit statistical, but I'll just explain the major things there. So the second point is descriptive analysis represents presents you the summary of your data and gives you surface insights before proceeding to inferential analysis. So you get to see your mean, median, all those measure of central tendency and center tendencies, the characteristics of your data. That's what descriptive analysis give to you. What most people need, especially businesses, is descriptive analysis. Sometimes what's what is needed is just to see how many people, how many of these, what's the difference, um, how do people come on Mondays, how do they come on Tuesday, how many do we sell, just basic things like that. It doesn't have to, not every challenge, not every problem needs tough analysis. So sometimes performing a descriptive helps you a lot in seeing what is obtainable from your data. Descriptive can be easily gotten and interpreted as no hidden meaning is made. All right. So let's go to SPSS, still using the data sets that we created ourselves. All right. So, okay. So let me go back to how it is. Now, the first thing I want to do is to do exploratory, to explore. I need to explore my data. So when it comes to descriptives and explore. All right, so I'll reset this. So what I'll do first is the numerical variables. I'm bringing them both of them here. Then it comes to statistics. So I'm going to leave it as give me descriptive here. Yeah, let's give me descriptives here. Okay, give me outliers. Percentiles. Okay, outliers are numbers that are really higher than most of the other numbers, most of the other entries in data sets. Percentile tells you which number is the first, is the depends, is the most times it gives the 25th, the 50th, which is also the median, the 75th and the 99th or 100 percentile. Okay, so okay, I'm going to come to plots here. I want normality plots with tests because stem and leaf plots is usually not used. I prefer using histogram. Then continue. Okay, so here I have both ticked, or except I want only the statistics and I don't want the plots, or I want the plots, I don't want the statistics. But I'm going to say both. All right, then okay. So here um, here is my outputs. So the descriptives comes first. The for the age of staff, mean age is 35. That's the standard error. 95% confidence interval. The lower bound, the upper bound. 5% trimmed mean, 34. That's trimmed mean is when you remove the highest and the lowest. Like you remove the outliers from the data sets. So this is like removing 5% of the highest and lowest numbers and you have the mean to be 34, which is actually not far from, is not far from 35, the total, the original mean. All right, so that means that there are really no, the outliers are not that much here. Then median is 34, variance, blah blah blah. So interquartile range 34, and so on. Okay, so here we have skewness and we have kurtosis. Okay, we can use this to determine normality. I'm going to do a video on that, um, but not here. Then here we have the percentiles. You can see you have the fifth percentile, 10th, 25. If you remember our 50th percentile, 34, which is the same thing as the median age of staff. Like I said, the 95 percentiles, then the extreme values. Okay, so here we have test for normality, which I'll be treating in further videos, maybe in lesson 3 or 4, lesson 3, I think. So these are tests for normality. We have the Shapiro-Wilk and the Kolmogorov-Smirnov tests. I won't explain them here. This is just to explore your data if it follows normality or not. All right, so I would go back to my data view and perform some descriptive analysis. Now it's quite tricky when you're performing your descriptives. You can perform it from here, and you can also have it from here. So let me do from descriptives first. So the first thing I'm going to do, okay, so basically you can treat your continuous variables from descriptives, and that's what I do most times. I just say okay because the options are that it has already been ticked. So I would like my range, my variance, standard error, the sum is no use. I've seen my kurtosis and skewness in the other in the explore option. And I can say okay. So it gives me this. This is the descriptives for age and income. But because most times we deal with categorical variables, so I use let me reset this. I use frequencies most for my descriptives. But so when you're trying to do your descriptives, it's advisable not to bring two types of data together, the scale and any other type of variable. You should do the scale separately and do the other one separately. So I'll remove the scale for now and add this here. Then I'm going to put the scale at the bottom, then add it here. So I have, it's going to give me these two scales last. All right. So here I have my display frequency table, which is just perfect. Then because this is categorical variables, sex and all, they are nominal or ordinal. I can't really have, I can't have mean of boy and girl. I have said one for male, two for female. And if you want to have mean, that's 1.5. So how do you interpret that? A lot of people make this mistake. You know, I've seen some research works and they they do mean for sex. It's not, you can't interpret that, not just sex but any other nominal variables. You can't, nominal ordinal variables. You can't have mean, median, and all. You can only have counts. Um, all this won't work. But for scale numeric variables, they would. That's why I said the options you pick for nominal variables, you most likely won't use them for scale variables. So why not do them separately? None of them actually takes time. All right, so charts. So of course I'll pick bar charts and percentage for my nominal. Okay, so I just added this to there. Let me remove income. So I just added this there so that you can see how wrong it is to have to have your descriptives, analyze your descriptives with both scale, and other types of variables, other types of data at the same time. It won't cost you anything to do it twice and separately. All right, says I'm done. And okay, still running frequencies. Now scroll up for mine. All right. Okay, so let me just tell you why this is so wrong. This age of stuff, you have 1920. So it is wrong to do a frequency for scale variables as continuous variables. You can't. Even for discrete, it depends on how wide the value is for discrete. This could also serve as discrete because you have 19, it's not even continuous, it's not 19.4, 19.3. So having all this, imagine what the graph would look like. You have frequency for 19, most of them are just 1, 1, 1, they have 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2. So because they hardly repeat themselves, so the charts would just, you know, this really doesn't make sense. All right. So you can only use frequencies for nominal variables. All right, so let me see. Okay, this is my the results for explore. Where did my okay? So frequency for sex of staff: male 19, female 21. Percentage, valid percent, cumulative. Now, what's the difference between percent and valid percent? Percent is normal percentage, and it's when you have missing values, this percentage calculates the percentage of the missing values also. But the valid percent removes the missing value and gives a percentage of only the values that were coded. All right. So this is what descriptive statistics gives you, and this is output for SPSS 25. So if you are using lesser version, you might be having a complete table with 4 borders. I might not have this blue here, but it's pretty much the same thing. Then these are your descriptive graphs. I told you for categorical, nominal, you use bar charts, you use pie charts for them. Okay, so don't forget, if you have any question, any further clarification that you need, you can send me a WhatsApp and or email me here. These are my contacts. Thank you very much. So we'll proceed to lesson 3. Enjoy the rest of your lessons. Thank you.